Hello, I'm Ollie and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about freedom and some misconceptions about it. And what it means to me to feel freedom. The reason why this is a topic for me right now is because I actually decided to exercise this freedom of mine and move to Oslo from the town I live in now. It's just time for me to do that. I'm not going to go into that right now of why. There's just more reasons to go than to stay, and it's what I feel like doing, so I'm doing it. But to be able to have the freedom to do that, I had to have stability on some aspects of my life, and that's the thing I want to talk about first, is the misconception that stability somehow means the opposite of freedom. For me, instability, unpredictability, all of that stuff was confinement. For most of my 20s, I lived in a very unpredictable reality because of, before my surgery, my chronic disease, this ulcerative colitis, was very unpredictable. I never knew where it would go, how bad it would get, if it would get better, how it would get better, or anything. It kept changing. I was feeling fine one week and then the next I was sick for 2 months. So it was impossible to have any sort of predictability with that. That was one thing, and the other thing, I was in this financial limbo with the system here in Norway before they actually concluded that I was chronically ill and got something more permanent. But until then, I had financial unpredictability. I was only secure for 6 months at a time for 5 years. And finally, one aspect of restriction for my emotional stability was having a very narcissistic, sick person in my life. And I'm not going to tell you right now who that is, because that can cause problems for some people. And that's not really the point of this video either, to call someone out. But he was a person that I had obligations to. For people with that sort of personality type that he had, which was extremely manipulative, it's all or nothing. You can't really be free of them until you are really free of them and have no contact with them at all. But until then, you feel that they are hanging over your every move. You have to conceal part of yourselves from them. You have to keep secrets. You have to lie to them. You have to manipulate them back just to keep sane and keep them from exploiting you and taking advantage of your sense of obligation. So I decided 1.5 years ago to be free of this person, which means going absolutely no contact. And so far it has worked. He has been respectful of that boundary, and I was finally free of him and had more emotional stability in my life. In regards to that situation, I had to deal with some stuff, and I dealt with them. So, physical health, financial, emotional stability. All of that unpredictability, all of that instability made me feel so restricted and so confined and so stuck in this in-between. I couldn't see my future. I knew that I had some sort of future, but I had no idea what it was going to be and on what conditions. And I felt I had no power. Now that I have a stable income, I have emotional stability in the regards that no emotionally unstable person is attached to my life essence. And with my physical health being more manageable and more predictable and being post-surgery and everything, that gave me freedom, more sense of freedom, which I have never felt before. And that's an adjustment. So first I gained it little by little, brick by brick, and then last year I started feeling it. I had to get used to it, and I made decisions based upon it. And this year is all about taking action and exercising this freedom, because I had to actually really wrap my head around the fact that this was my new reality, and to get on that freedom vibration. So that's the thing about stability and freedom, because it all comes down to authenticity, and to feel free to be your authentic self, and to be free to not only feel your authentic self but to be able to express it and to live it, make the choices, make the actions that resonates with your authentic truth. So yeah, I hope you think of freedom a bit differently. And I want to talk about this human connection and relationships and commitment and committing to someone else. A lot of people are letting go of their freedom when they, for example, get married or move in with their partner or anything, any sort of commitment to another person. They are sort of letting go of their freedom, and being single means being free. In my perspective, that only means that you don't live authentically, because if you can be your authentic self and find someone else who can be their authentic self, then you know that you are going to get your needs met, and meeting their needs are not going to restrict your freedom. And if you do that, then you don't feel confined with being in a relationship with anyone. And that means friendships and relationships and everything. But of course, if you don't feel that you are free in a relationship, and you really feel that it's restricting the whole you, then it's not right for you. It's not either or, it's who you are and who they are and who you are together. If you think that being alone is the only answer, and being alone is the only way you can feel true freedom, then you have some work to do. That's all I'm saying. I want to end this video by encouraging you all to make choices and actions this year. If you have a plan in your head, if you have a dream you want to realize, if you have a desire that is authentic to you, then this is the year to do it, to take the steps. And I don't mean next month or next spring or when the semester ends or after the holidays or anything like that. Just start moving towards it. Take action. Action is key, because when you start taking action, the ball gets rolling. And if you live in a cold country, you know this phenomenon of a snowball. You start with the snowball, you make the choice, you take action, and you make a small snowball. It doesn't even have to be big, it can be really small. And then you put it on the ground and you start moving it forwards, rolling it, right? And the bigger it gets, the faster it will grow. Anyone who has ever made a snowman or built something out of snowballs know this. So just apply that to your life this year. And yeah, make decisions, and act on them, and see how you feel. And if you change your mind, then change your mind and change it again if you have to. Changing your mind should not be so shameful. Changing your opinion of something, it's not letting go of your principles. And if you are just having an opinion just because it fits with your ideology that you are so holding on to, just because it's the correct thing in your head, just because it's the correct thing according to that one ideology. I promise you, no ideology, no dogmatism is flawless. The world and our reality are in a constant evolving state. So something that was right 10 years ago is not necessarily right now. And something that's right today may change again tomorrow. So have the open mind to do that. Have the open mind to change your opinion, because it's all about perceptions, and we have to start moving the world together. We have to start meeting in the middle. There are so many people who wish for world peace and non-violence and all of that, but how are we going to achieve that if one party is over here and the other party is over here, and the only reason they are not together is because they have decided that they don't have the same opinions. So that's something I've started exercising now, to not have the prejudgments that, oh no, she's from the wrong party, or blah blah blah. That means I can never agree with anything that she says. If I watch a debate on TV, then I don't take sides until I have listened, because I may agree with someone here, and then I may agree with someone on another issue here. So nobody is right about everything. Nobody. And we have to start understanding that, and we have to start feeling the freedom to change our minds. So happy new year everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to make them a little more frequently this year. Maybe not that many before I move, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm not setting a schedule because those freak me out. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked my video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with all your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.